Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to this Zoom, which is called Consuming or Creating. And what is the difference? And the text that you found that inspired you to register was Scottish novelist Robert Louis Stevenson once wrote these words. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. I like that very much. So in other words, don't judge each day by what you consume, but by what you create. Create more, consume less. Okay, so welcome. And let's see how I can inspire you to go from consuming to creating. The question is, what would you like to have more of in your life? The reason I created this Zoom is many people ask me, so how did you become so successful with Access Consciousness and creating classes like all over the world? And how did you end up where you are right now? And for me, it has always been this creative energy of when I have an idea, I actually put it on a piece of paper and I ask the idea, is it now or is it for later? And then I actually take action on it. And I commit to make it happen no matter what it takes. So I'm actually willing to go with the energy and to have as much fun as possible with it. And one more reason why I choose to do this call and to inspire you is that I have actually been looking at this energy for quite a long time, as this is the reason and justification that clients have, or participants for classes, clients that come to my coaching sessions or classes, they usually come with the conclusion that I don't have money to do that, I don't have a time to do it, or I'm sick, my body doesn't feel well, I'm tired. And often where I go with that is I am asking a question, I'm asking them, so where does your energy go? What do you use your energy for? Where is your attention? And when we start looking at this and unfolding it, we discover that majority of the clients that I have been working with are actually putting their focus on consuming energy instead of creating energy. And I will actually explain more about that. As humans, we are actually meant to consume to a degree. But however, personally, when I consume, I don't create enough. So my energy feels like it's stagnant. And this is why I take actions, and I'm asking questions to become aware of actually, how can I move energy? What is it? How and where and how do I use my energy? Because one of the main excuses for not choosing or doing the things that we'd like to do in our life is all the time this argue that we have that we don't have the money for it. And who can argue against that? No one. Because when you say that I don't have money to go to a class, and no one will argue with that answer. And what, for me, discovering this is that the majority of the people function from the lack universe. So what if we can move from that lack energy into this abundant and abundant, endless infinite energy that the universe is actually constantly gifting us. Because what if really money isn't the problem, but what if receiving is the problem and you are the solution to all of that? We all have like the same amount of time on during our day. So how come that other people are like, you know, having 10, 20 projects going on and other people don't? How much of your day are you spending your time of making stuff? And how much of your day are you actually using things that other people have made? And I'm not talking that it is time for you to start creating from scratch. I'm actually talking about you activating that creative, powerful energy that is you, the being. Emotions, feelings, thoughts is also consuming. It is consuming what has happened in the past. So you spend a lot of time thinking instead of taking actions and inviting possibilities. And this is not about making you right or wrong for your choices. Please get me right here. It is about a behavior that we all have where we duplicate other people and we judge ourselves for what we haven't received, what we haven't created, what we haven't chosen. And this is what stops the energy. So if you would be willing to start your every morning by asking yourself, okay, so what action am I taking today? Is this a consuming energy or is this a creating energy? That is when you actually start your day by having that possibility for your creative expression. And if you are aware of that, then you have a possibility to change that pattern of behavior. I could find myself like for days waking up in the morning and scrolling Instagram or, looking at my phone or my computer. And that is the energy of consuming. And then when I come home, maybe later on in the evening, I go to TV and watch a Netflix series or something like that. And we can do that too. It's nothing wrong about that. It's more about what is it that you would like and how is it that you would like the energy of your life to be like. So across the next week or month, maybe you can extrapolate this and see how you have fallen into the trap of a consumption, which means that you are in the inactive energy and you are the reaction of a program that is being projecting on us all day long. So let's start first of all to talk a little bit about the flow. So what is flow? Flow is actually being engaged in your life, being fully immersed with the sense of, when you have that sense that you are enthusiastic, you are energized, you are creative, and you are allowing everything just to unfold by being present with what is without judging the process. And the gratitude that you have for everything that is going on opens up actually your receiving and your willingness to invest your energy and your money in a future that is creating greater, not only for you, but for everybody else. Where a future where you are being that energy of contribution without you being too much in the past. And in that energy, you are actually being the question and you are being the wonder like, I wonder what this will create. I wonder what it would be like. I wonder what action I can actually take today that will create something different than the last time I created something. I wonder what else I can create out of this. So it is literally being the question of, if you don't know the tools of Access Consciousness, it is actually the first tool that we teach in Access the Bars. And it is being the question of, how does it get any better than this about everything, about really everything, right? And by now, I mean, we all know that everything in the world is energy. So you also know that there is actually no place from where you cannot receive energy from. You, me, us, we are energy. Now, so what is the direction of the energy in which you focus your attention during the day? So it is exactly the same energy that you use for whatever you are using it for. It is the same energy that creates success and money in your life. So when you practice this, you will understand after a while that you are actually connected to each and every molecule, and not only every molecule, but every being on this plane, and to everything. And everything right here and right now, and everything that is going on is actually here to support you in that energy that you are. So if you are not willing to function from this awareness, then your life is about the consumption and the lack and the need and everything that doesn't work for you. But if you are willing to function from this awareness that you are energy, space, and consciousness, and all about you is the awareness and the power and the creativity that you can be, then you will get closer and closer to access to live the wealth of being. And this is the place where you start, where you will actually create money. And I was so inspired this weekend because I was actually hosting a creation of wealth class. And she talked a lot about that, about the wealth of being. The wealth of being is this energy of where all your barriers are down, where you are totally present with everything in your life, and you are actually taking actions to outcreate yourself every day and bringing in greater, which means that you function from the question of, what contribution can I be today? What contribution can I be today? What contribution am I receiving right now from you and you from me? And by practicing the flow, by practicing of allowing the energies, to flow like this, you will get out of stress where everyone else is functioning from, and you will actually step into your creative power, your potency, and access the presence of being you. So right now, I'm asking all of you in the class, actually, how to become money, that will start October the 1st, because this is a kind of pre-inspiration to the class. We are talking about this where we can play with the energy of pulling and flowing and being the flow. Because if you are willing and you are aware of all those energies, you will also be aware of everything, that everything is there to contribute to your creation and to your ask. So let's say that you have $100 million right now. What would you choose? What would you choose with $100 million? Where does your mind go automatically? Would you choose to invest the money to create more and generate more for the world? Or is $100 million to buy more clothes, new houses, new cars? Or what is it? What is it that comes to your mind immediately? And I see Hiral is laughing here, and I'm grateful for that, to see.
The second one, Vladi.
Yeah.
Yeah, buy more clothes, houses, cars, more access classes.
Okay. Okay. So buy more clothes, houses, and cars. Will that create more for the world? Or is that an energy of consuming?
Consuming.
Yeah, but investing in access classes or other classes, or investing maybe into a house where you will create something that will contribute to the world, that is creating something greater, actually. So
can I ask something right there, Vladi, if you don't mind?
of course.
Okay, so the first thing that came to my mind was that if I had like $100 million, is that I'd love to travel more and be able to travel anywhere I wanted to, business class, first class, in comfort, and be able to do whatever I wanted to wherever I was traveling to. So would that also still be consuming energy?
Yes, because you assume and go into the conclusion right now that you cannot travel business class or first class. You just need to have your $100 million.
Interesting. Yes.
So if you be that creative force, that creative energy, then universe will support you and provide for you, so that and that experience that you would love to experience will show up anyway in your life if you are willing to be the energy of
enerjisi konuşuyor. Yaratmak enerjisi
Sorry,
seni.
can you get Nihan to? Nihan, can you put yourself on mute?
So that energy yeah. So if you would willing to look at that energy from how can I outcreate myself every day, and you will receive those kind of, I mean, I've traveled so many times business class and I didn't paid for the ticket business class. It's just showed up for me in ways that I couldn't even imagine. So creating and consuming is actually different. Creative energy is something totally different. It's actually being that generative energy, that generative energy of space, of consciousness, where you are the source for possibilities, where you function from question, where you function from choice, and where you function from the contribution that you are actually willing to receive. And when you are willing to function from that energy, space, and consciousness, your life begins to expand in ways that are quite magical. And you also start to come out from this reality that, because this is really, we are programmed into this reality to function like that. And we have to live, we live here, and it's not about, divorcing this reality. It's more about becoming aware of a reality where we are trying to fit in, we are trying to benefit from something, or winning or losing. And in that, we are not functioning anymore from possibilities and from choice and contribution. And when we become that generative energy, we will also become the potency of pulling in everything into our life and also changing everything. So in Access Consciousness, we actually talk about generation, creation, actualization, and institution. And generation, and that generative energy, is the awareness that you have about something that you would like to bring into existence. And creation is taking it from an energy to a form and a vibration and a resonance that can exist into a physical reality. So, for example, when we created our class in Dubai, we had an energy. That class was already an energy, and then we took it took a form, and then it started to vibrate out there. And now we are asking questions to bring it into a physical reality and inviting people. And when we actualize that moment is when that goes from creative energy into this physical reality. And then we have an institution which is bringing it into existence in totality. So these are the elements that we talk about, that generation is actually that energy that brings things into the possibility of existence. And the creation is that physical reality. So function, if we all function from the question of what can I be today, and or what can I choose today, and what is possible today, and what question can I ask today? Imagine waking up in the morning actually and start your day by asking questions and being aware of the energy where your question takes you. Would that actually create more or less? I guess that it will create much more in our lives, not only for you, but for everybody else. Because we have made somehow the creation like a very serious thing. And we are so afraid of taking the creative steps because we don't want to be judged. We want to fit in here. We want to be in the process of what everybody else is choosing, which is not living our life, which is we create an image and we bring in things up to this image, but we are not being actually vulnerable, raw, and totally present with our choices. So living is actually a totally different universe. Living from that creative force, from that creative energy, it's really a totally different universe. And being the question of what can I be today that could generate or create my life greater than I ever thought was possible is allowing that playful energy to expand out wherever it wants to go. And when things show up in your life, you are aware that this is the energy that I have asked for. And from this energy, now you continue to ask more questions. So how is that for you guys?
That's amazing, Vladi. Sometimes what happens is that, who does this belong to really kicks in so hard that we don't even realize, it's kind of difficult to recognize those thoughts
Yes.
of doubt. And, we just keep going on that track.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we realize we do come back, but then, it takes us all the more time to really like engage and plug in again.
Yes.
To move forward. So what is possible with that?
It's just practice, my dear. I would like to say that it is an easy and quick fix. And sorry, it is practice. It is practice and practice and practice and practice. And the more we practice, we become that energy. Because okay, so let's see. Do you, for example, ask energy to come to your body? Or do you assume that you have to somehow generate that energy?
I assume that I have to generate it.
Okay, so that's actually where we go into conclusion, because we assume that I have to generate that energy. I have to find it some way, that somebody gives this to me, or if I eat, I will have energy, but that's not true. So if we just, and we think, okay, if I just go to sleep, I will have more energy. that's also a lie that we keep perpetrating on ourselves. So if energy is everywhere, how about just asking that energy to come to your body from everywhere? You can, like, in the foundation class, we actually teach you those tools. And this is also something that we teach you in the How to Become Money class, and also in the body class, that if you ask your body to ingest, you will receive the energy of what your body requires. If you ask your body to pull in energy every day from the plants, from the trees, from the wall, from this computer, from you, from me, from flowers, you will stay connected and present to everything. But this is nothing, we are not actually trained to this. So right now, as we speak, if we all do this, we open up channels from receiving from all things. If we practice every day to pull energy as much as we can into our bodies. And I have taught those classes so much, and I know that people go into the conclusion that, yeah, but I just want to pull in money in my life. I just want to pull in the good stuff. Well, it doesn't work like that, because flow is flow is also gifting. It's not only pulling in into your bank account so that you have a lot of money. It is also gifting your money. So this is actually the flow, but it's not, it doesn't have to do anything with consuming. Sometimes, you know, we have to buy a book so that we can educate ourselves into creating our programs, or we have to take classes. That's a different kind of energy than the energy of eating, sleeping, going to a mall and just shopping to fill your wardrobe with the things that you are not going to use, or, you know, ordering online. That many people do that. We live in a 21st century, and right now we can just, like, you know, push buttons and order things online, and we can bring into our house whatever we like at our doorstep. And we spend, like, how many hours per day scrolling on our phone? And that is the algorithm. Have you noticed that if you just speak about something, then promotion starts coming to your phone just about that? So we we get that input all the time about consuming, and no one trains us into receiving and creating. So the energy of receiving is being willing to be totally present with the flow, functioning from the elements of perception, like perceiving, knowing, being, receiving. And perception has no solidity. It's like the wind, right? And just because you perceive like a lot of stuff going on, it doesn't mean that you have to choose. You just have to be aware. So that perception is about the level of awareness of everything that comes to you. And you mentioned, who does this belong to? Yes, it may be that you perceive like a lot of thoughts, feelings, and emotions if you are congruent with that energy. And it also, and you don't have to do anything about it. So energy is neither good or bad. Anything that you define creates the limitation in your own reality. And every time you go to that conclusion or that answer, you have already stopped the energy of creation, which means that you are in the energy of consumption, and that will pull you down. So the question that I am using a lot that inspires me, and I hope it will inspire you to choose something different, is the energy, what generative energy space consciousness choice can me and my body be, and the magic and the miracles of my being to have me and the totality of me. And then what I do is that I use the clearing statement and destroy and uncreate everything that doesn't allow me to be me. And from that space, I know that there is this possibility of generating more and being the question and being the contribution and having an awareness of choice. And I really, I don't know, I have so many examples of this, but really every choice that creates that awareness for you create just more possibilities, and all those possibilities just open doors everywhere. So like today, I have an example. I've been looking at an energy for a class that I'm creating. And when something is not moving or there is constantly something blocking it, and you go to the question without having a point of view of how this is going to change or what the result will be, then something greater is always showing up. So what energy space are you not willing to be? Everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it all? And what have you made so vital and valuable and real about the reality that we live in, so that you never ever choose to be the generative, creative, and institutive energies that would allow you to actually actualize and bring into this reality all the possibilities that is your possibility. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right or wrong, good, bad, POC, online, shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. Super. Any questions? So is it much more, is it more clear for us now, the difference in between consuming and creating? So if you had 100, yes, sorry.
Vladi, sorry, just like going with what you're just saying. So would it make sense for us to just, I mean, obviously we always have to be the question and ask the questions, but I think I do catch myself, as you mentioned earlier, just you're doing things through the day and then something catches your eye on your phone. Next thing you know, you're scrolling through it for the next half an hour, 45 minutes, and not even realizing where the time went. And I would, yes, very much so like to get to more of a creation perspective than to get caught up with this. So how do I catch myself? You know, where do I bring myself to awareness that I am doing this?
So for me, it's actually what I can just give you tips.
Yes.
So for 30 days, I was doing this. I had this notebook that I still use, and I was actually writing down my day at the end of the evening, just to have an idea of what actions did I take today. And it was more about the question, what action can I take today to create and have 1 million euro with total ease? And it was for the fun of it. So first of all, I was looking at the gifts. So what gifts did I receive today? And it can be it doesn't have to be in money. It could be the gift of speaking to you. It could be the gift of, like, you know, knowing that I talked to you for 30 minutes and having you in my life, for example. And that was a creative energy that enthuses, do you say enthuses me to actually, wow, this was an amazing day. This was wonderful. This was a day that created more in my life. And then I was actually doing that for 30 days. And I was looking, what gifts did I receive today? And the next question was, what action did I take today that will make me and create for me and allow me to have so much money in my life? Because it was about the money. I wanted to change something. And then I realized, oh my God, I consumed energy by being sad or by being angry or by being, all the feelings and emotions that we involve. And then I also looked at, wow, that was very interesting. And then I blame someone else, or I blame the money for not coming into my life. So that was actually doing that exercise for a month. And when you do that, you know where your time goes. And then you will take, how do you say, I don't have a word now, a conscious action to change it. Because how do we change things? We have to stop. We have to stop, first of all, biomimeticking all other people, duplicating what other people do. We have to become aware. Number two, we have to become aware what is true for us. So it can be okay. I mean, if it's true for you to scroll on your phone 8 hours per day, you can do it. And at the end, also to be aware that this is not to blame anyone for in your life, because this is a choice that you make. So everything is about becoming aware of where your energy goes. And to become aware of where your energy goes, you have to be willing to know where and how you use your energy every day, so that you are not any longer in reaction, but you are in action. And being in action means, okay, is this going to create greater for the future, for my family, for the world, for myself, for my business, for. And if you get a no, then okay, so what can I be or do different today that will change this? And then you make a commitment actually to yourself, and you start to ask yourself, in what ways can I be different? In what ways can I create something different? And then you take action towards that every day. And I don't say that it will be easy. Maybe you will do it for 7 days and then you will go back to your behavior. But then you start all over again. Because when we give up on our creation, is when we go into all kind of decisions and conclusions that we are a failure and the energy becomes stagnant. But when we don't judge our choices and we just start all over again and ask, okay, so what other energies can I add to my life today? This is when the creation itself contributes to you to have more fun, more ease, and more possibilities in your life.
Thank you so much. You can't even imagine how timely your Zoom is. It's like I didn't even need to ask and it's shown up, because I've been feeling very, like you said, you just said it, like I've been feeling stagnant, and I've been feeling like my creation, and I know I'm a potent creator, but it has, I've blocked myself, or I've come to conclusion, or I've, stopped creating my life like I was doing in the, earlier. And for the past couple of weeks, I just feel like actually couple of months, I would say, that I've become stagnant. So this is exactly what I needed. So thank you so much. I have so much gratitude for, you can't even imagine.
Thank you so much. And please ask yourself, what am I avoiding about creating my life? And what am I defending with that? And how much unconsciousness am I using to avoid creation? through play, and it has to be playful, because whatever you make significant, it also becomes stagnant. So
Yes.
through play, how many
Yes.
revenue streams can I create that I never considered?
True.
What ways can I create something greater? How can I be today with me that can create more in my life right away? And always being the question, is this the future creation?
Mhm.
And it's,
Yes.
again, it's not about, to fit in, to be acknowledged, to be liked,
No.
it's about the choice that will take you in the direction where your life will actually be the presence that you be. And you have that energy in your body, and you have that playfulness, and you have that inspiration, and it's like ripples when everybody else is inspired by you, and they are asking, what's your drug? Can I have a little bit of that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much.
yeah, and thank you
much.
so much for asking. And who is writing here? Thank you so much, Razika. This is such a contribution to me. Thank you, Abir, and thank you, Hiral and Aitza. And with this, I would like to invite all of you to Dubai on October 14 for a 3-day body class. And we will also have, but I haven't announced yet, I was thinking we can have a group symphony session in Dubai. That would be nice.
That would be amazing.
Yes, that
How
would
awesome
actually
would
be.
how does it get better than that?
Yes, how does it? And we are also having a 3-day body class in Turkey, in Istanbul, the week after. And this is also like an inspiration for the How to Become Money class that will start October the 1st. And it's a 10-day program. And if any of you have done Access Consciousness, or you have listened to something from Gary Douglas, he is inspiring us to do this program 100 times. And I don't know if you have done it. I am facilitating this class for the 10th time, and How to Become Money, because this is where you become that creative force, where you are being the energy of awareness, of a control, of a power and the potency that you be, so that you can have that space. So please feel free to ask a question if this is a contribution to you, and welcome to join me. And I hope that I will see you live somewhere in the world. And thank you to my wonderful hosts, Hiral and Ritu, and we have also Abir here, and Batul is not here, no?
Batul is not here.
No.
She's
She's
traveling.
She's traveling right now.
But you can talk to them if you want to know more about Dubai class, and I hope to see you all live. So thank you. Kisses.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. This was brilliant. Awesome. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you.